Whoever to get it, just get it. Ain't just on me, it's in me. I speak the truth, I'm a realist. I ain't just dedicated, I'm committed. Pull up white polo T-palm, Angel Sweat, VVS spaghetti. They know our next. Locked down 23 hours, 1 hour wreck. Look at me now, everything. Whoever to get it, just get it. Ain't just on me, it's in me. I speak the truth, I'm a realist. I ain't just dedicated, I'm committed. Pull up white polo T-palm, Angel Sweat, VVS spaghetti. They know our next. Locked down 23 hours, 1 hour wreck. Look at me now, everything.
We live? Sir. Y'all, we live? What's up, y'all? Welcome to STWF Studios, Slaughta Wednesday. Today's topic, elevate. What does it take to elevate? To elevate, it takes honesty. Elevation requires evaluation. You must do an inventory of yourself, of your skills, of your will, of your lack of skills or your lack of will. What do you need to improve at? What I see too many times in corporations, companies, businesses, teams, even relationships, people failing because they have the wrong people in the wrong positions. You have to be in the right place to elevate. I can give many, many examples of why elevation doesn't take place. Too many people have too many yes men around them. That is one of the quickest ways to make sure that potential is not maximized, that greatness is never achieved, is having yes men around you. Will stifle growth, that will uproot anything you've dug deep to build. One of the examples I can give, some people, not everyone can take constructive criticism. Even if it's meant to make them better, they're going to get better. Not everyone can handle honesty, but honesty is one of the biggest parts of elevation. Too many people are put in positions because of who they know instead of what they know. A lot of people are put in positions because of who they good with instead of what they good at. And that happens a lot. One of the best cornerback to ever play that position. But as a wide receiver, Deion Sanders was average or below average. Deion Sanders, as a kick returner and as a cornerback, was on a whole different level. But Deion didn't play safety, he played corner. Deion was not the best tackler. He got a reputation for not really not, he wasn't a big dude. He was fast and skillful. When he played with the Cowboys, I'm not sure if y'all remember when he played both ways, wide receiver and cornerback. Y'all, there might be a highlight somewhere. I have never seen a highlight of Deion Sanders dominating as a wide receiver. I can't think, me personally, maybe I missed it. I can't think of one time as a wide receiver where Deion Sanders caught the ball and took it 60 yards to the house, 40 yards to the house, 30 yards to the house. I think he caught a pass in the end zone from the 5, but he was not a great receiver. As athletic as he was, if they would have put him in the wrong position, he probably wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Deion Sanders was not the best tackler. It's about mindset. Now, kickoff return, Deion Sanders could have half the football team running at him and pick his way through all the way to the end zone and high step on you. As a cornerback, you could be throwing the ball down to your 1, he can intercept it and take it 99 yards all the way back. The receiver, He just did not possess those type of skills. And we're talking about one of the greatest athletes to ever do it. But you have to be in the right position to complete your mission. And too many people are in the wrong positions, and they have yes men that don't want to disagree with the boss, that don't want to disagree with the supervisor. They go along to get along. I'm willing to step in the fire. I'm willing to take the pushback. I'm willing to do whatever to make the team better. Because again, constructive criticism is meant to help you, not hurt. It's meant to help, not hurt. But everyone is wired differently. You can't tell, hey man, another example I want to give. If you know business real good and you have a business plan, that's great. If you have the finances to open a restaurant, by you being the restaurant owner, that doesn't necessarily mean that you meant to be the cook or the chef. You was the man that bought the restaurant, but if you can't cook, let's hire a chef. Jerry Jones, a football owner, but Jerry Jones is not a football man. Yes, he played football. Yes, he owns the most prestigious sports franchise in history, or out of NBA, NFL, baseball. The Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise. I just had to put that out there. But Jerry Jones is a football owner, but he's not a great general manager. Herschel Walker was a great athlete, but not a great politician. You got to be in the right position, people. That's what elevation requires. If you got a team of yes men, you will never elevate. Just because you can do it don't mean you should do it. This is my restaurant. I can cook because it's mine. Not that I know how to cook, but I can move this chef that went to culinary art schools out the way and say, let me handle it. But just because you can do that don't mean you should do it. Some people see my freedom as a personal trainer. Shit, I'm gonna do it too. If that's not what you were cut out to do, you're not gonna make it the way I made it. I see Ivan doing all this IT stuff. And man, that shit look cool, man. People respect that. I'ma do it. Oh, I can show you how to turn this light and switch on, but you can't just see what I'm doing and glean all the knowledge from watching me one time and think you can do it. Me, I'm a talker. That's what I do. I talk. That's not all I do, but being honest, communication has always been one of my strengths. So I feel very confident on speaking on any subject. That don't mean I know everything. That don't mean I'm not wrong. But that's not, when I say almost any subjects, I'm not finna sit down and talk politics with you. I was not raised into politics. Most of my family was Jehovah's Witness, and we didn't, even believe in voting for this guy, that guy. And even though I wasn't really raised in the Kingdom Hall, I've never believed, to me, I don't Democrat, Republican, this, that. I don't trust none of them. I'm not gonna do a podcast about politics because it's not my strength. And I feel like Kobe Bryant is a basketball player versus a rapper. A lot of people don't even know Kobe tried to rap. I can't find one song. Shaq was just like, that's not it, bro. Shaq was a pretty decent rapper and a great singer. Eddie Murphy, she likes to party all the time, party. People clown Eddie, they laughed at Eddie, bro, you're a comedian, you're not no singer. Jamie Foxx, hey, he could do that. He was a comedian, but he can act and he can sing. Will Smith as a rapper versus an actor. Will Smith was a pretty damn good rapper, but as rap changed, his style of rap was not really what was hitting. But as an actor, Will Smith ran it for a while. Kobe Bryant, Shaq had to remind him in an interview, do you remember when you said your goal was to be the Will Smith of the NBA? And Kobe laughed. It was like, man, yeah, times have changed. Because Will Smith, especially before all of the drama and all of the mess, just as an actor, come on, let's give it to him. But you got to be in the right position, y'all, to complete your mission. Too many times people are out of position. And that's why they do not succeed. I've been knowing this dude for years, so I'm gonna bring him with me. You can't bring everybody with you. There's this controversy going on. It's not a controversy with Willie D and Scarface. Some people do not realize I can see his gripe. But when those people invite Scarface, when they invite you, and you keep bringing other people with you that they didn't invite, they're going to stop inviting you. You can't bring everybody with you. Not everybody's built for it. But what's happening? People, again, are getting put in positions because of who they know instead of what they know. They're getting put in positions because who they're good with instead of what they're good at. And we need people to be honest with us. Slaughta, you're a great talker, but your handwriting looks like you are mentally retarded, which is the truth. So I'm not going to be writing and putting it on our website because my handwriting sucks. My spelling ain't that great either. I read good, comprehend good, and I verbalize good. I articulate well, but I don't write good. I don't spell good. So I'm gonna have somebody, which happens all the time, I post something, Rod, you used way in the wrong way, you did this and that, and I correct it. So we have to have people in positions to see our blind spots that we can't see. Adolf Hitler, in his words, for my remixed, like I said, I usually give y'all the gist of stuff if I don't remember it exactly, but Hitler pretty much was saying, people give me too much credit. The only thing I do is put the right people in it, because if I can't play a piano, I go get the best piano player. If I can't cook, I go get the best chef. If I can't kill, I go get the best killer. So Hitler was saying, everyone is making a big deal about what I've accomplished, and the only thing I did was got people to do what I didn't know how to do. Tim Tebow, the quarterback is the leading position. I want to be the quarterback. Bro, you built like a tight end. You work out like a tight end. When they was trying to tell him to try out for a tight end position, he said no. Waited years later and got rusty and came back and tried to be a tight end. Nope, didn't make the cut. But he was determined to be a quarterback. Tim Tebow, just looking at him, he could have been a great fullback, a great tight end. He could have been a great football player, but he was determined to be a quarterback, which was not his skill set. There's many things people want to do, but they're not really that good at it. So maybe they can hone their skills. You don't have to just rain on people's dream and just shut down their hopes, but be honest with them. Bruh, if you are gonna run for office, you sure need to quit talking so bad all the time, quit talking so vulgar. You sure need to watch the way you do this and that. Somebody has to be honest with you, but first of all, you gotta be honest with yourself. Where do I need to improve at? Am I in the wrong arena? Am I in the wrong position? This is happening time and time and time again, and I see it. I don't know how many times, if you are changing spark plugs and you put the wrong size spark plug, if you're working with electronics and you plug in the wrong things, if you're jumping off your cables, your car, and you put the positive where the negative go and the negative where the positive go, you could blow up the battery. I burnt up a very expensive radio doing it one time. For everything a place and everything in its place. And that's what you need to figure out to elevate. For everything a place and everything in its place to elevate. You can have a team, but if this guy has played left tackle his whole career, when you switch him to right tackle, sometimes people excel. Sometimes they fail because they're out of position. So that's my challenge to you. That's my input on what it takes to elevate. You got to be in the right place. How do you create your mission? How do you complete your mission? You must put in the right position. So today on today's Slaughta FiT, that's the whole topic that I really want to get y'all to embrace. What does it take to elevate? Are you about to team? Sometimes you don't want that, but some people, just because that's my homeboy, just because that's my cousin, just because that's my partner's brother, I'm going to bring him into business with me. Just because it's my uncle, just because it's my aunt. Not everybody is meant for everything. That's just what it is. Not everybody's meant for everything. Sometimes people don't want no pushback. They don't want to hurt no one's feelings. And one thing we've became very good at as a society is living lies. When you start living lies and your people around you start living lies and everybody living lies, then after a while, you don't even realize it's a lie. You don't know your house stink because your nose blind because you've been sitting in it all day. So honesty and transparency is very important when it comes to elevation. You got to be real honest with yourself. They want to promote you as a supervisor and put you on salary. You watched the last supervisor get promoted and put on salary. And during the slow times, it was good. During the slow times, he's making more than what we making, and he barely coming to work. But during crunch season, when you have to be like my man, whether it's 12 o'clock at night, whether it's 1 a.m., whether it's 2 a.m., when that phone rings, I got to do it to it. I got to go. So if you know you're not that type, that you sleep very heavy, and if the supervisor has to be on the site at 3:30 a.m., and you know that's not you, you got a newborn baby, you got a side hustle that you do, even though it would sound good to say I got it promoted to supervisor, if that's not who you are and that's not what you do, you are not going to prosper. People can give it to you and you won't be able to handle it if you're not made for it. I have seen that happen many times recently. Someone with no self-control, no ambition, no budgeting skills be handed a home. Here's, your aunt died, she left you a house. 2 or 3 years later, they out that house. They were not made for it. Money, some people want money, they talk money, they need money, and then once they get money, 2 or 3 years later, they're dead or strung out on drugs. So a lot of time people are not having a full concept what it is they're getting into. They want to do it because it look good, because it sound good, because it's cool, because it's sexy, because it gets you all the women. That might be cool for this guy. There's certain things, I don't care how good it look, I just know it's not for me. I'm not going to be no NBA player. Could have been a halfback, perfect with the standard running back size, legs real strong, up about it. So I could have done that. That wasn't my goals, but I could have been a halfback. I couldn't have been a center in the NBA. And what's happening again is we got people playing the wrong positions, and they're wondering why every year they're going fishing. Jerry Jones, you're a great owner. You're not a good general manager. Deion Sanders, you was a great quarterback. You was not a great receiver. Kobe Bryant, great basketball player. A lot of people don't know Kobe tried to rap. Never got put out because he wasn't a great rapper. Chris Webber, above average NBA player, tried to come off as a gangster rapper. His teammates laughed at him. Many things for everybody. And some things that you're going to be able to do that no one else can do like you. There might be other greats out there, but when you great, when you're in that elite class, some people just get it naturally. That doesn't mean you can't achieve it through skill and hard work and tutorial programs and training camps and stuff like that. That don't mean you can't punch above your weight class or exceed your own and other people's expectations. But if you are gonna do that, you must have a team, a spouse, a homeboy, or yourself that you keep it real with. And keep it real doesn't mean, oh, you can't make that, you're not this and that. But if that's not your forte, it's not your forte. If one of my uncles died and leaves me with a mechanic shop, I'm not a mechanic. So if I was smart, as soon as he leaves me with the shop, I should put an ad in the paper. The paper, you know I'm old school as hell. Put an ad online or whatever, searching for certified mechanics. Just because you own a restaurant does not mean you should be the chef. Just because you own a football team don't mean you need to be the coach or general manager. And vice versa. Just because you are a chef doesn't mean you fit a restaurant. Your thing might just be being a chef. So that's all I have for y'all today. I don't want to keep running around the same topics over and over. I'm pretty sure y'all get it right now. To elevate, you must be in the right place, y'all. You must be in the right place to elevate. Elevation takes honest evaluation. Take a look at yourself. And also it's very important to never, ever, ever, ever stop improving and tweaking yourself, y'all. Always try to get better. Always check yourself. Checking yourself, man, is important in everyday life. To stay out of jail, to keep your job, to keep your relationship intact, you got to check yourself. Sometimes you're going to see something, man, that chick looks so damn good, I got to say something to her. No, you don't. Not if you at work, not if you're in this right position. Sometimes, hey, you got to man up sometimes. That's what you used to do. Now you just got to look at it and say to yourself, damn, you can't react to everything. To be reactionary, to be impulsive, that's what a boy does. A man can see it, feel it, and swallow that shit. He can eat that shit. That means he can see it and eat what he was going to say and say, you know what? She know my old lady, or she messy, or she know this messy person. I'm not going to take no chance. That's elevation. That's growth. When you rise above the stuff you used to trip over, that's elevation. And I just have to say this. I've been meaning to start a couple of podcasts with this. Speaking of checking yourself. When I'm driving into the studio, many, many mornings, I see this dude sitting in a wheelchair. He is not amputated below the knees. This man's whole lower body is missing. This man is just a torso, sitting on the side of the road in a wheelchair, y'all. This man don't have no upper thigh. He is just a torso. Every time I pass by that man, the sun shining on his face, he is smiling, and you can see joy radiating from that man. That's not fake. That man is glowing with joy, and the only thing he has is his torso and his arms. So help me God. When I see stuff like that, it reminds me to check myself. Condoleezza Rice, because some people like it, some people don't, but I read her book years ago. Condoleezza Rice had to check herself. When she was trying to become Secretary of State, that was her dream job. That's all she wanted. She worked so hard to get it. Once she got in the office, this is her checking herself. She said, I remember I got to fly to Michigan. I got to turn back around Washington. Man, I got to go here. And she said, whoa, whoa, whoa. She said this to herself. You lost sleep being so excited about getting this position. Now you in here, you complaining about having to travel. People, my life has become so automatic and easy compared to where it used to be, that when I do have to do something, I catch myself whining and bitching and complaining inside. And I check the hell out of myself. The hell you acting like a little bitch for, bro? You got to go do this. Most days you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to do whatever you want to do. And today you got to do a little extra work and you want to complain. You also must check yourself to elevate. If you know you being lazy, be honest with yourself. If you know you've been working your ass to the bone and you need a break, be honest. You know, it's okay to plug in. It's okay to unplug. But it takes self-evaluation to do that. I am Slaughta. This is STWF Studios. Thank y'all for tuning in to Slaughta FiT. Tomorrow, make sure y'all tune in 10 a.m. for the Slaughta Pod.